gone. But I'm back today, and please excuse my hair. I didn't have that done for y'all next week, but this week right now, I gotta get this content out. It's time for me to start pushing. Shout out to my sister-in-law Aisha for this very cute dress from Chani. I will get up and show you the whole thing, but I don't do too much. I think all at one time, then I'll break it up, and you watch whatever parts make you happy. Yada yada yada. So first things first, we're gonna start with the Chris Brown, the Breezy Bowl anniversary tour. Oh my God, Chris Brown has been out for 20 years. That's crazy. But like I said, I've been a diehard Chris Brown fan since day one. Now that's not to say that at some points he ain't pissed me off, because I'm gonna keep it real with you. That shit with him and Taylor, it pissed me off. And it probably didn't happen the way that they said that it happened, but they have to advertise it to us a certain type of way so that it'll have a certain type of galore to it, so that we'll pay attention to it. So I don't want to believe that he was being facetious to her, as they were saying, but all in all, they've come to a common ground. Me and him are also back on good terms, and I've been doing a lot of catching up and stuff like that. So basically, at the 20th anniversary tour, I actually went to both days, the 12th and the 13th, which was a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Both days was absolutely perfect. Wednesday, of course, everybody know. If you didn't know, it was like a thunderstorm for almost like an hour and a half. So we had to shelter inside, but that didn't stop any of the party. Baby, as soon as that rain cleared up, they got to clearing that floor. Bryson came out and cut. And I just want to say I love Bryson Tiller. Thank God for Bryson Tiller. I love Bryson Tiller. I'm so excited to see him out and about. That first day he was on time. He was doing what he had to do. That second day he was not playing with us. I was so, as of yet, I apologize. But seeing Bryson on the Breezy Bowl 20th anniversary tour definitely made my childhood. Back in the day, that Trap Soul album, baby Trap Soul got us through some dark times. Do you understand me? So I was really excited to see Bryson Tiller doing his thing. He was really animated, energetic. His energy was high. I was loving everything about Bryson. So I'm really happy that Christopher brought him on and decided that was a really good move. Also, another really good move, Summer in. Summer Marie was beautiful. Oh my gosh. First of all, we all know that Summer is beautiful. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody allegations up in here. Summer did an excellent job. Like I said once again, high energy. The microphone was on. And what's so crazy is that me and my sister-in-law actually sat in two different sections. So day two, I had the pleasure of having the floor seat, and my sister was in the suites. And so, I stayed with her for Bryson, we had us a good time, blah, blah, blah. So this time I said, baby, I gotta go. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So I have a special place in my heart for Summer Walker, and her music is so real. It's raw, like anxiety tip. I don't know about that. Because Tuesday and Wednesday, Summer was on her P's and Q's, okay? She listen, baby, she was in the comments, okay? We said we're not here to play with you. And she said, I'm not gonna play. I'm not. Y'all think she wanted Christopher eating her up backstage? I think not. I did tell the girls that I think that a good alternative would be to buy, one, just so that you can purely enjoy the show for what it is, and then the second day so you can go and googly eye and stare at whoever is up on that stage. Because baby, when I tell you me and Chris Brown were like 400 feet within away from each other, baby, we were giving each other that long distance stare the whole show. I don't care what nobody say. He seen me, okay? He seen me. And the next tour, I'm gonna be right up on him, okay? Show, I'm going to put some clips in. Oh my God, I love the dancers. Let me not put everybody all together, but my faves, baby, they was up there cutting up. That's what I'm gonna say. I also have a very special place in my heart for Taylor T. Taylor T didn't cut up this much on the tour like she did the last one. I went to go see Taylor T when she was with Chris Brown on the 11/11 tour, baby. There was a lot of bumping and grinding and things going on up in that tour, okay? But this one, always very tasteful, very respectful, very classy, and she looks beautiful. And I did do some digging on Taylor T. I'm really excited to see that she's an Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? Aquarius women sometimes don't make it all the way out of their shell to where they can get to there. I think my favorite parts of the show was probably Sensational, because she does take a very big liking to Sensational. But he sung a lot of the old school songs and stuff like that. And maybe when I tell you my heart, and then also I had the pleasure of my high school best friend almost like brought to like in physical tears, you know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy when you think about it, but when you're like actually in the moment, we playing the music and I'm like, oh my God, me and my best friend used to put this CD on and run it into the ground, baby. But that was a moment all in itself. It was absolutely beautiful. I love that. So like I said, the Chris Brown show, if you have not had the pleasure of going, please go to the Breezy Bowl 20th anniversary tour. Okay, Chris Brown deserves to know that he is an amazing person and that we absolutely adore him and his character and everything that he has going on. And I had a great time, and I think that you guys would also have a great time. The girls were not lying when they said the tour is long. It is. But he squeezed everything up in there, especially everything that we want up in there. And so shout out to him. And I thank God for him having the strength and the agility to show up and come out and show love to his fans, because we love him. Period, point blank. The baby making is going down in our generation. And I'm happy for that, because honestly, so that's another thing that I want to talk about that's going to tie into this subject topic really well too. What's up with y'all hoes not wanting a traditional setting? It's kind of funny to me, but not funny to me, because I would think that my generation, and I am noticing that a lot of the women in my generation are choosing family and tradition over versus individualism. And honestly, as an Aquarius and air sign, I don't have nothing against nobody who want to, you know what I'm saying, forge ahead on their own and, you know what I'm saying, do their own thing. More power to you. And that does take a lot more strength than people realize. At one point in my life, I was heavily just me, myself, and I. Fuck you, fuck them kids, fuck it all. You know what I'm saying? But as I grew older and I started to heal myself, I think that the idea of a family, it was changing in my mind. You know, I'm a 90s baby. I grew up in the hood, Chicago, Illinois. I grew up on 35th and State, to be more specific. I've lived in quite a few hoods in Chicago, but 35th and State is where I started. And so for me, it's where I learned a lot of the foundational information, you know, in my youth. So, of course, from seeing a lot of toxic relationships and, you know, situations like that, I did grow up. As I grew up, I was very much, fuck you, fuck them kids. I'm putting me first. I don't give a damn about a man. I was very selfish. And I thought everybody was something to play with. And, you know, it wasn't that I was detached, because the crazy part is that when I think about it, there were a lot of times where I was present in my mind and my body, and I knew exactly what was happening, but I still chose to do whatever it is that I wanted to do at the same time. So up until about 23, 24, I was a force to be reckoned with, and I suggest everybody get the fuck out of my way. But later on down the line, some things did happen where I just felt like, hold on, that's not supposed to happen to me. But then the shock of, hold on, bitch, you can have it all, but you can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want out here, but at the end of the day, you still have to deal with the consequences of those actions. And I had went so far to where I stopped thinking about the consequences of my actions. So when the consequences of my actions finally caught up to me and I had to live in that reality, I didn't like it. Surprise! So during that time, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and switch it up. I'm going to go ahead and switch it up. And then it became more like, well, let me see if I can, just to prove to myself that I'm capable of having such a position. You know what I'm saying? And so by the grace of God, I was blessed to find a man. I had 2 beautiful children. But also at the same time, like I said, the consequences of the actions, and they are being dealt with. I don't want to speak too much on my relationship, because I don't want to, you know, big it up like my shit is the best ever in the world. But I am happy in my relationship. I am comfortable in my relationship, and I can sleep at night. I can sleep at night. So, because honestly and truly, I was the auntie who could send the kids back, and I love that part of the relationship. When it was time, there was no giving back. I'm like, well, damn. Well, damn. And honestly, you have to have a secure relationship with the person that you procreate with in order to have that peace of mind. And I do understand that some women just don't have that luxury, and my heart goes out to them, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of the strongest bitches that I know, but I'm telling you, raising kids be breaking me down. I'm saying sometimes I'm rocking it, sometimes it's rocking me, and sometimes I'm like, okay, whoever's rocking is rocking. But this is reality. We're living in that la la land, and so I know that anything can happen and anything is possible. Everybody making a baby, and shout out to everybody who's deciding that, you know what I'm saying, they want to forge the path alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You feel me? I get that completely. Coming from a hotel, no shade. It is possible and you can do it. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm happy that everybody's keeping it in their pants. They're doing their own thing. Shout out to y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? So next subject topic, what I wanted to speak about, and I'm a couple of weeks late on it, but I just wanted to go ahead and get my opinion out there because it's mine and I want to say it. So I had tuned into this season of Basketball Wives. I believe it's season 17, 16 possibly, 16, 17, and I just want to say that I was extremely disappointed this season. Because I think Chani is just picking whoever says they want to sit in front of the TV at this point. I don't know why she brought Brittany back. Brittany was absolutely disgusting last season, especially with her behavior towards Brooke. And that's another thing that I want to point out too. I don't think Brooke got in y'all ass as much as she should have, if we're being quite honest with each other. And I just want to go on to say, I love who I love, but I'm going to say cancers make my ass itch. They make my ass itch on a different level of ass itching. So when I tell you I don't be feeling bad for them people often, I felt bad for Brooke last season because I felt like nobody gave Brooke any grace. If there was a money hungry season, a very show yourself season, it was last season. We should have wrapped this shit up last season. And to tie that into this season, I think that's why Chani was on top of Jackie's back the way that she was. And even if Chani didn't watch last season and she wasn't privy and she didn't know, at the end of the day, the way that Jackie treated Brooke last year when it came to her baby being gone was disgusting. It was disgusting. And I'm not excited to see how Chani acted on the TV this season. I think Chani showed her plump ass. And I think that she is too big of a child to be on TV begging for her mama's love and mercy. That's something that you're supposed to do behind closed doors. And if she ain't giving it to you, then you should have had the strength to pack your shit up and move on. 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, it don't matter. If somebody's showing you they don't care about you the way that you care about them, you have to start moving accordingly, sweetheart, because now you look crazy to umpteen millions of people outside in the streets. You probably embarrassed to walk outside in the streets now. And there are so many bad-minded people out in the world who had to go through the same shit that Jackie had to go through, that they got Jackie back because they know that Jackie had a shitty childhood. They know that Jackie's only reflecting what she had been taught. And I was saying it all ever since I seen Jackie's previous season with her mom. I said, Jackie to this day is still telling people, I have not mourned my mom. You're a sociopath. You walk in the streets knowing that your mom has passed away and you ain't stopped to drop yourself yet. So now you just pushing you pushing your narrative on everybody else. Now everybody else has to deal with your anger, your nasty ass attitude, the hate that you have trapped inside of your body. And Brandy's also starting to piss me off too. Brandy's another one who's shucking and jiving. Okay, you need your check this season just like everybody else, but you don't have to kiss Jackie's ass. Jackie was rude and very nasty to Brandy this season. And I believe anything that Chani said that Jackie said behind closed doors. And then I treat Jackie ass accordingly. But like I said, everybody needs their check this season. And what I find funny is how they quickly moved away from Jennifer and Christian, Evelyn and yada, yada, yada. All right, we on Jackie and Chani now. And Chani walked right into it. I hope the check was big enough. Because it wasn't like I said, you look crazy to us out here. You look crazy. You look crazy. And this is coming from a child with a Leo mom. This is coming from a child who had to, you know what I'm saying, fight through her childhood traumas. Actually, bitch, I had 3 Leo parents growing up. Catch me if you can. The mama, the daddy, and the stepmama. But like I said, I'm strong and I'm built different. But also, Chani's a Gemini. So you should be able to pull some of that detachment up off you. Pull some of that detachment out. And you know what I'm saying, stretch the situation thin to where you're not on TV looking like the dingo bird, even though you probably caught the worst brunt of it. Even though you probably caught some of the worst stuff. To be the baby that's in the house and being talked to like you ain't shit. I'm going to tell you now, as a child from experience, it took me a long time to swallow that. It's taken me a long time to swallow that. And one of those said parents I still can't sit and talk to this day. And I've had several conversations with several people, and I was just like, you know what, I'm sorry I might have did this. I'm sorry that I might have did that. I'm sorry that this went this way. I'm sorry that we both had this type of experience. But when you meet people who aren't willing to meet you where you are, especially emotionally, when it comes to your inner child, you have to protect that baby inside you before you become, the ratchet adult. The baby inside you is who matters most. Because when you're in the bed at night and you holding yourself and it's just like, damn, like they really don't care. The physical adult in you has to be able to hone that inner baby and tell them, but I got you. And you have to have yourself the right way. You can't have yourself out here looking crazy. But more power and respect to Chani, because maybe you felt like you needed to do that and you did that. But now you see where that has gotten you. I don't want to spill too much of my tea, but I guess I might as well just go ahead and tell it. So recently I decided to leave the workforce. It was somewhat a corporate job, but more like a retail position, to continue in my education further, so that, I can have a real big girl job and stuff like that. But at the present moment, I am enjoying just being present for me and my children and my family.